What's up, wonderful people? Hope everything is going well. Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. I have been up most of the night and was just going over my life and my successes and failures, my wisdom and stupidities, and everything. Sometimes we have to take that time and reflect and go over our lives and see where we've missed the mark and where we've hit the target. Nothing is wrong with analyzing and going through that self-evaluation stage, especially because I am approaching another birthday next month. I think a lot and I analyze myself a lot. And I've also, go deep and see where I need to make changes and so on and so forth. But one of the things that I need to get out is the fact that I have been at this thing a very, very long time, and I have also been successful at it, and I've also failed at it. But one of the things that I refuse to do is not to get up when I fail and keep pressing forward. I've been through enough in this life to know that you learn from situations, you learn from people, you learn from yourself, and God forbid you fall, you get back up and you just keep it going. Just keep moving. And I'm one of those people. One of those persons, I should say. I accept failure when it happens, and I also accept success or successes when they happen. But one of the things I refuse to do is to subject myself to the possibility of being disappointed or taken advantage of, if you know what I mean. Over the years, people have come to me with ideas, and I didn't quite jump to it because it's nothing that I myself is interested in. Not just that, I'm kind of tough to convince, very difficult to convince at times because I analyze and I dissect. And if the interest isn't there for me to do something, there's a 99.9% chance that I will not do it. A lot of people like money. I only need money to survive. Money has never been my priority in life. I must honestly say, I just need it to survive. And most of the time I have none. Am I okay with that? To a certain extent I am. Is it the end of my world? Absolutely not. I've learned to do with little and sometimes without. That's just a fact. A lot of people may be watching me and seeing what I have been doing over the years, and I appreciate that. A lot of people also assume things about me that are not true. That's when I just block out the noise and just focus even more on what I hope to accomplish. I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. I struggle. I succeed. I fail. I make mistakes. I get up. I brush myself off and just keep it moving. That's just who I am. I avoid confrontation. I avoid being in situations where I am uncomfortable being in, which explains why I'm a loner. I don't like huge crowds. I don't like to put myself in environment that makes me feel uncomfortable. And I certainly do not like to be taken advantage of by anyone whatsoever. So as a result of those things, I just focus on doing me. On the flip side of that, I'm a very sociable person. I'm very friendly. I'm very approachable. But some people would know that I have a sense of humor. I'm a extremely kind individual. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I'm very compassionate. But very few would know those things about me because they haven't been around me. They observe me from a distance and they draw their own conclusions. But seeing that, I'm reflecting on how far I have come so far in my life. I realize that there's a symbiotic relationship that exists in most of us, where the relationships we have with people are one-sided. And a lot of us just want for ourselves, do not wish others any good, or do not wish for others to succeed, even when they themselves aren't doing anything to ensure their own success in this thing called life, or in this journey called life. One of the things I've learned over the years is not to put too much into people's words, because people will say one thing today and tomorrow they say something totally different. I cannot begin to tell you how many people have promised to help me with certain things. They didn't bring it up after that, and I sure didn't bring it up because I don't take people too much at their words. That's just who I am. Life has taught me a tough lesson. Not because something looked good on the surface means that you should be drawn to it. Not because someone says something nice to you mean that you should believe it or take them at their word. It's hard to convince me. It's hard to get me to trust. It's hard to get me to believe. My friends, my circle of friends are very small, and I keep it that way. Yes, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I also have some great friends who I wouldn't trade for the world. They know who they are. But as I continue on this journey, there are those who will support and there are those who will not support for whatever reason. I wish you all well in this thing called life, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Whatever your decision is, to support or not to support, that's your decision, and I have to respect it. But everything that I try to do, it's all about people. I try to help people. And a lot of times, when I am approached with ideas and I don't see where it's gonna help anyone but the individual who come to me with the ideas, I tend not to be interested in it because at the end of the day, I already know how it's gonna play out. You're gonna benefit, and only you. I'm always very, very, very careful of situations like that. So I'll listen to a conversation and I'll listen very, very keenly. But I'll never say anything because I already draw my conclusions. And 90% of the time, it plays out exactly the way I thought it would. The one situation that I do not ever want to find myself in is being used. I never want to feel like I am being used. I never want to put myself in a situation where I feel like I'm being used. I've walked away from situations in the past because of that, where people recognize your value and your worth, and they think that they can abuse it. They can use you until there's nothing more left to be used. I use my intuition a lot. So, what I'm trying to leave with you guys this morning is this: be careful who you align yourself with. Be careful with the messages and the approaches that come your way. Use your intuition and believe in your intuition, because it doesn't mislead or misguide you in any way, shape, or form. Not everything that shines is gold. Not everything that looks good on the outside is good on the inside. Be very mindful of the things you're trying to accomplish and the people that you allow to come into your space and in your life. Because a lot of times people do not wish you any good. They only come there to see how you're doing and what you're doing and how you're trying to accomplish what you're doing. And then they take the idea and they run off with it. I never want to place myself in a situation where someone steals what I'm doing, or someone take advantage of me, because that's not a good feeling at the end of the day. So be very, 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 very careful with who you let into your space. I'm just saying. Enjoy your day, friends. Hope to see you back here sometime soon. And by the way, we've just launched the N Sound TV app, so you can download that from the Google Store and give us your feedback. Share the link. Review the app if you think it's worth it. Review it. I'm all for good or bad reviews, whichever one comes my way, because it will only help to make things better. Everything is a work in progress. Everything is a process. And I'm just taking it one day at a time with no stress, and just do the very best that I can, because I know when I give off my very best, even greater and better things come out of that. So It's a process. It's a process. Thanks for watching, man. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Peace.